This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. It's great to have you with us. Topping the news, Ministry of Education officials outraged tonight following an apparent attack on the principal of the Jack Hayward High School yesterday. The female principal was reportedly attacked by an irate parent. While on Grand Bahama today, the Minister of Education held a press conference to address the issue. Shashina Roll was there.
It was an unpredictable and unfortunate situation that took place here at Jack Hayward High School yesterday as the school's principal was assaulted during school hours. During a press conference today, the Minister of Education made it absolutely clear that this type of behavior will not be tolerated.
Upon receiving that report, I made contact with the Minister of State for National Security and made it clear to him that it is my desire as minister to ensure that the full weight of the court and the police system is brought to bear, to ensure that this matter is expedited before the court and that swift justice takes place.
The minister says he is disgusted by this action and empathizes with the principal and teachers who sacrificed so much for our children.
To come to the point where a parent would find it in themselves to go and physically attack a teacher or administrator really is beyond what we can tolerate in the ministry and beyond what I will tolerate as minister. Moving forward, we expect this matter to be dealt with expeditiously.
He says actions like this will be taken seriously, and parents who think this type of behavior is acceptable will not only face the long arm of the law, but their children will also be dealt with accordingly.
I will utilize my discretion to ensure that that child does not have a place in any public school within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And so I want all parents to understand clearly moving forward that they have to understand and appreciate not only will they be brought before the court, but they are also, in fact, jeopardizing the future education of their children in the public school system.
The minister says all security measures were in place. However, this incident was just unpredictable.
It wasn't a matter where it was anticipated that this sort of incident would happen. And so it wasn't a question of somebody coming raving mad onto the campus. It was someone who was known to those administrators and teachers, and it was, it was an event that happened, but it wasn't an issue for the security or police to have had any reason beforehand to think that they had to stop the person.
Now, that parent was arrested yesterday and is expected to be charged before the court. The education minister says he has requested that this matter is dealt with before Christmas and the full weight of the court system and the police force is used. As for Mrs. Ward, she was at the press conference today, but she was not allowed to speak as this matter is currently before the courts. Shashina Rule, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Sheena. Now, the Bahamas Union of Teachers is also weighing in on the attack on the principal at Jack Hayward High, Yvonne Ward. Area Vice President of the BUT, Quentin LaRota, says the incident is most disturbing. He says when the leader of a learning institution is attacked, it disrupts the sanctity and safety of that school, which he adds is not good for the education system. He says the decision by the parent to resort to violence was irresponsible.
As a parent at the school, what kind of example is that setting for our students, for our children? And there's no place for violence on the campus. But when you're coming in and you attack an administrator or a teacher, that's totally unacceptable. And I admonish the parents that our behavior on the campus need to be a little bit more, a lot better than that. And we are part of the social partnership between the school, the teachers, the parents, and we have to play our role with dignity and with respect.
LaRota says the union will examine the situation and work with education officials to implement measures to ensure that this type of behavior is not allowed to unfold on school campuses in the future.
As a unionist, I started to examine the information I got through my mind to see if there was any way that this could have been prevented. I know the school has a security staff. I think there's a police officer there as well. And there's some things, I don't have all the exact facts as yet, but we'll have to examine those things and look at them. What I would recommend offhand is that no administrator meet with a parent by themselves. And if they are in a meeting with a parent and another administrator or teacher has to leave, that they ask the parent to step out of the room until someone comes back. Because there's strength in numbers and we have to be our brother's keeper.
Now, once again, the attack against Principal Yvonne Ward is currently under investigation. In other news, the Grand Bahama PLB Council taking issue with statements made by the Council of the Free National Movement regarding the appointment of a new chairman for the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Chairman Ian Fair resigned his post on September 10th, and yesterday the opposition called for a new chairman to be appointed immediately. The FNM says the new chairman should be someone with good contacts and business acumen, but the PLB says it wishes to remind the FNM that 5 persons have been appointed to the post of chairman since 2005, and none of those persons held that position for more than 2 years. The PLB Council says given the history of short engagements of the various chairpersons, the party fails to understand the reason for the FNM's, quote, silly advice to the shareholders to urgently recruit a qualified Bahamian chairman for their companies, unquote. The PLB Council says they are of the view that new owners are needed for the Grand Bahama Port Authority group of companies, new owners who have personal financial means and who are prepared to invest in the immediate development of the new cruise port, development of additional tourist resorts, second home development, and joint ventures with other investors in the heavy industrial and maritime areas of Freeport. The PLP Council says the government's interest in Freeport remains the same as it is for the rest of the Bahamas, which is to provide opportunities for Bahamians and for opportunities for foreign direct investments to be successful in the country. Police are on the hunt tonight for a man involved in a daring daylight robbery. 7S News has learned that a woman who had just left a business establishment in the Le Fountain area and was walking in the parking lot when she was approached by a man brandishing a gun who snatched her handbag and made his escape. Police responded and conducted a search of the area, but reports say they didn't find the suspect. The robbery occurred shortly before 2 this afternoon. The government is on a mission to transform lives through a major social agency. This past Monday, Urban Renewal took this mandate to a new level, and officials attending the event say this new program could bring renewed hope to a group of youngsters. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
It is being called a landmark partnership, as Urban Renewal 2.0, along with Tarif College, have formed an alliance designed to not only give 20 young people a second chance, but to also help to put them in the driver's seat when it comes to national development. In his address during the official launch of the new GED program, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, stated that this pilot initiative is in keeping with the government's overall mandate to empower the next generation of Bahamians.
I'm truly excited to be a part of Urban Renewal 2.0, which I believe was divinely conceived, and since its inception has played a significant role in identifying and addressing street-level programs affecting our communities, mentoring at-risk youth, ensuring that the residents of Grand Bahama live in a safe environment where the basic necessity of life is accessible and attainable to all. With the assistance of faith-based programs, law enforcement officers, civic and business organizations, the Urban Renewal team, under the direction of the Deputy Director, Ms. Michelle Reckley, is striving to fulfill its purpose on Grand Bahama. This evening is proof that this administration, through various government entities, is indeed accomplishing our objective of investing in education and training our youth and putting Bahamians first.
Co-chairperson of Urban Renewal, Algernon Allen, says this partnership between this vital government agency and the local educational institution is indicative of how effective Urban Renewal can be when it comes to transforming lives.
And to the naysayers, and there are many, who decry its purpose, who seek to sully its objectives, I say, here is an example tonight of urban renewal at its finest. The touching, the healing, the rehabilitation of lives. We call it second chance. It is social transformation. And on this, we must congratulate the urban renewal personnel here, led so ably by Michelle Rackley. Oh, she is a very biggity-driven woman. She can barely contain her passion. But it's the passion of love. It's the passion of commitment. It's the passion of wanting to help people. And you know, there can be nothing so wrong with that.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues right after this.